My name is Mike and I'd like to tell you that this video is sponsored by Grubhub. What does that mean? That means I'm providing for you a link down below that when you sign up for Grubhub, click that, you sign up for Grubhub and I'll give you $7 off your first purchase. You could be watching this video with your family and you would say, ooh, we haven't done pizza in a while. Click that, sign up, order a pizza. By the end of this video, your pizza might be there and it might be $7 cheaper. Thanks to me. Is there anything more Christmas than that? There is. And I'm about to tell you about it. Okay. This might be difficult to hear, but we're here having this conversation right now because somewhere along the line, you fucked up and didn't see Muppet Family Christmas. You may not even know that it exists. And again, I reiterate, it's okay, but you have fucked up. I'm here today to explain to you a little bit about just the greatest Christmas movie that's ever been made. It's a made-for-TV movie, which usually has what we like to refer to as a negative connotation. But this is the best thing that there's ever been. This is the best thing that's ever come out of 1987. There are gonna be spoilers. I don't think that's my problem. Is it? I was watching it last night. I took a couple notes and I just want to explain to you. I just want to let you know so you know what happens so you don't fuck up again this year. There are only a couple days till Christmas. Right now, this watch doesn't tell me what day it is, but I know that. I already know it. Good news is the lifespan of a YouTube video is only that now. So this kind of works out perfectly. The movie opens with no less than 74 Muppets riding in the same truck singing. And I'm gonna need you to go ahead and picture that for a second. Dare you not to smile. Looks like you lost. They are singing on the way to Fozzie Bear's mom's house. Think of Fozzie Bear, got him. Now him with a wig, him with every haircut a grandmother has. Here's the catch. No one told Fozzie Bear's mom. So she's packed and ready to go get on a plane to California. There is one human in this particular holiday special who is an old white man who is traveling with his Muppet dog and want to rent out Fozzie's mom's house for Christmas to have a nice, quiet Christmas in the country. A bit of foreshadowing, I think. So, psych your mind, 74 Muppets have shown up. Side catch, each of them slips on an icy patch that is located right by the front door. Imagine a Muppet falling down, and you've done it. Now imagine it so many more times. The human man turns to his dog and says something like, Sprocket. Sprocket's the dog's name. He says, are these like the Fraggles you've been telling me about? And that is kind of somebody yelling outside. I can never tell if they're upset because they don't sound upset. They sound Italian. So here's side plot number one. Miss Piggy, you remember her? The Frog's main squeeze. She is doing a photo shoot in the mall or something like that. And she needs to get to Kermit, but she has so many things to do. Christmas shopping is one of them. Side story number two, the Swedish chef shows up to cook the gobble Christmas turkey. Not a great impression. And wouldn't you believe it, there's a Muppet who happens to be a cool turkey who maybe doesn't know that he's there to get ate. That turkey wears glasses and has conversations. Singing breaks out, but you know how you could tell it's a quality Christmas special? People start singing and no one seems to mind. It's not distracting, it's what was supposed to happen next. I wrote here, singing happens and it's fine. Then the singing, almost like a small medley, is cut off by a larger rock concert happening in the living room. The rock concert is performed by the one and only Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Best band name ever, and it's taken up by Muppets. Fozzie's friend Ralph shows up. Ralph is a dog, piano playing dog. When he shows up, he says, I've been chasing the truck the whole way, and boy am I exhausted. And then he says dog joke, because it is. A good joke, tight, that a dog would write. I feel it. I feel my heart moving, and it's because I'm happy, and it's not because I had cookies for breakfast. For 3 days in a row, Merry Christmas. Fozzie makes friends with a snowman who comes alive due to music. The snowman has the temperament of an open mic comedian. The two of them will go ahead and become a holiday Christmas comedy duo. Bit of a song and dance. They all start singing outside because now they're outside, and of course they're gonna sing because of holiday cheer, and there's a terrifying bear in the background. There's a terrifying looking Muppet bear. Here's where we find out that Fozzie's mom has a name, and it's Emily Bear. Miss Piggy still at the mall, I thought mistaken for 30 years that she was buying presents for herself. However, she is in great peril because there's a snowstorm coming. The turkey, remember I told you about him with the conversations and the sunglasses? He hits on a chicken and makes a strong play to fuck a chicken. But that chicken is already fucking a blue alien by the name of Gonzo. So Muppets find home movies on film. So now we got Muppets watching adorable home movies of themselves while they were a baby. And that was also the Muppet version of Muppet Babies, which to that point was previously a cartoon, which was a big part of my childhood when I was left alone in daycare and told just eat the peanut butter cookies and watch the television. And we proceed. Okay, here we go. Carolers show up. Uh-oh, me thinks me hears carolers, I believe the frog says. Kermit Frog. Everybody looks out the window. Wouldn't you know it? Who's singing? Who's come here to visit? It's the Sesame Street gang. What? The Sesame Street? Different show. All the Muppets on TV are crossing over. All the puppets on TV. That wouldn't happen today. There's too much greed and fat cats in power right now to let something like that happen today. Bert and Ernie engage in small talk with the human, and their small talk is based on what letters everything they're saying is starting with. Uh-oh, news bulletin, there's a big blizzard coming, and now we have our antagonist, the nature. What's the Sesame Street gang gonna do now that they're in this crowded, beautiful, cozy house for the holidays? There's no room for anyone. Oh, we're gonna put on a play. It was gonna be 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. The Sesame Street gang comes over with riding on a song, and then they perform 'Twas the Night Before Christmas as a theatrical performance. It's just puppets trying to impress puppets. Cut to Miss Piggy at the mall, still buying gifts, not shopping for herself. Fozzie keeps trying to pitch the Snowman Act to Kermit. I guess Kermit has a producing credit. Stanler and Waldorf are there, the two old man Muppets, to heckle Fozzie and the Snowman. That's hilarious. Probably the first roast in television history, first Muppet roast, first roast while somebody's hand's up in you. Here's a fun thing that the Count does. Remember the Count from Sesame Street? He walks around and counts the amount of depressed people in the house. He also counts snowflakes at one point, and I don't know how he pulled himself away. The Swedish chef then tries to cook Big Bird, who ends up melting his heart with a gift. And singing, obviously, because it's Big Bird. Robin, Kermit's nephew, finds a Fraggle hole. Do you remember the Fraggles? Another crossover. They go into the hole in the basement. They just walk in because it's Christmas. What could happen? And everything happens. Fraggles have come to town and they're underneath it. The frogs teach the Fraggles about Christmas. They, out of pure luck, have a corresponding holiday that's happening right now where they give the same gift, which is a pebble. They've given it 35 times. Everyone in town has touched the pebble. Worst holiday ever. They sing a song called Pass It On, which has 27-part harmony at all times. It's like if Alice in Chains were Muppets, and there was so many of them. Here's a little observation here. All of the Fraggles look high as shit. Uh-oh, there's Jingle Jangle outside. Who is it, Santa Claus? No, it's Miss Piggy, who shows up riding on a dog sleigh with the human in the back, telling puppet dogs to mush. No one could explain it. Christmas miracle. Everyone hangs out in the living room by the fire and sings Christmas carols, which is pretty logical. All those Muppets have good singing voices. You know what I found interesting about this? Everyone has a solo in every song, and that kind of instilled in me as a child that as an adult I would have to have a part. If I was ever to go to a Christmas party, I would have to sing like the third verse in We Three Kings or something like that. I was like, I better learn Deck the Halls, 'cause that song gets complicated. During this medley, Fozzie sings I'll Be Home for Christmas to his mom, Emily, if you'll remember. That's when tears happen. It's also the most beautifully orchestrated Christmas medley I've ever heard. It does your heart. It does what your heart wants to do. That's the only way I could explain it. I don't have that many words. Santa shows up. Santa, but he's a distraction. What is he distracting from? The fact that Jim Henson is in the kitchen washing dishes with Sprocket. Jim Henson, the creator of the Muppets, in the kitchen washing dishes with Sprocket while everyone's singing in the living room. It's like that movie is like watching, it's like if your heart and eyes were under a blanket together with hot cocoa and Christmas music was playing and you were the kind of person who likes Christmas music. Yeah. And you haven't seen it. Or you're here because you want to reminisce because you know what they don't know. There's a link down below You can click it for $7 off your first purchase from Grubhub if you want. I don't know if you could maybe order some hot chocolate to go with the way your heart feels right now, or is going to feel. Order some popcorn, spaghetti popcorn grill. Hey, I'll take one large order of Christmas with a side of Muppets. Do it to yourself. Merry Christmas.